Hi guys, welcome to another episode of ManaSurge Talk. I'm your host, Kyo from Team ManaSurge, the guy who said on Twitter that he's not gonna play Rune a lot, but ended up claiming 3k points with Rune yesterday. With me, we have the ref t-shirt, Crisome from Team Revelation. Crisome.
Fuck.
That's not right.
Fuck. Rev.
Okay, I did your intro just like I did your intro just like you want me to. But no, we are joined with Crisome from Team Dawnbreakers.
Yes.
Hi Crisome, how are you
Yes.
doing?
Fine.
Fine. Okay.
Yes.
How's your climb?
My climb? Oh, 2 words. Aggro blood.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later. We are also joined by Joyverse, owner of Fantasy Forest. You have anything to say, Joy?
Nah, nothing much.
Nothing much.
Why
Why is the light turned off
why
now?
is the light off?
Why is the light off?
Wait a minute.
Okay, while Joy tried to fix that.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's done.
Lastly, we have Ed from Team ManaSurge, who, according to Joy, is very cute. I don't know why he keeps saying that, but
You see, right? It's 2020, my friends.
Technical
Sorry,
difficulty.
Yeah, we must be accepting.
everyone can say anything they want. But hi Ed.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, hi. I'm Ed from Team ManaSurge. I joined today because there was nothing else on. I figured that this is
Yeah,
an interesting topic, so why don't I join and share my opinions?
Yep.
Yep. This
He's
is
just
like,
here and he's here to be plot because he's a very cute guy over here.
see, he said it again.
Yeah, say it again, he's cute.
Said it
Love
again.
wins. Love wins.
Yeah. And talking about topics, our topics today is going to be about tournaments, and if we have time, we're gonna talk about how shitty the meta right now is. But that's only if we have time.
Turn 5 Natura Al Machina. Turn 5.
The first thing we're going to talk about though is SVO Weekend, which is a new thing that the people at SVO is trying out this year. Probably to get players in and have a bit more casual tournament that's not as stressful as SVO. So what are your guys' opinion about it? I only joined once, the Take-Two one, and for me it was very fun. I know Crisome is like he likes it because he gets free stuffs from it.
Yeah.
But for me, it's very fun because I get to play with other players from other country, like other region, which is something that very very rarely you can do. But the timing for the tournament is a bit too tiring for me. Whether it's from the NA time zone or the SVO time zone, it's either too early or too late. But that's just like a bit of my opinion right now. So what do you guys think?
I guess I'll start first. Okay, so for the SVO weekend, I've only joined the one in March and the one in April. Well, I would say that I actually think I had more fun with the one in April actually. Although I actually kind of like Take-Two quite a bit as well. But how do I say this? I think it was because during the April period it was still like quite close to it was the week before SVOS. So
Yeah.
it was like a time where we were all like scrambling to find like what decks would be good in the upcoming tournament. So I think it was also interesting to see what decks some other teams might be considering bringing into SVO. Although whether or not they did bring it is another topic entirely.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that the last SVO Weekend is another rotation one. I thought they'll go with another fun format, but it kind of makes sense for the first SVO Weekend in like a new expansion to be a rotation, so everyone can test out whatever they want, right?
Yeah, I knew that people would be like testing their new decks from the rotation meta in that SVO weekend. So I was like, okay, this is probably not the SVO weekend I'm going to join. Because after having like my first 2-3 days, both the formats, like both unlimited, both rotation, it like Mech Forest, Plesio, then suddenly Mech Blood. I was like, okay, I'm not going to join this rotation weekend at all, because I know it's going to be a shit fest. But yeah, it's a good option. It's a good choice for like testing out your decks and all. But honestly, I don't think it's like the tournament format to be actually testing decks, because there are going to be a lot of casual players who are just going to join for rewards and all that stuff. But still, I guess it's fine.
What about you, Crisome? Did you join last?
I don't remember, but my pattern is that if I can join, I join, and then I just play the games. So, in my honest opinion, I think it's a good way, like what you say, to make people play the tournament in a less stressful environment, and also in the same time, you get to meet new players. You get to have fun. Lucky draw with the rifles and stuff like that. But honestly speaking, like what Joy said as well, I don't think it's a good way to test your decks for tournament. Because in the end of the day, it's just casual. Like, you can't just expect me to bring Turbo Zeus if I bring Turbo Zeus, right, for that tournament. It
You
doesn't work.
might.
I might. But yeah, stuff
I
like
think
that.
it may be more like, oh, maybe they are considering this, then they are testing it out in a place where like, oh, that is very low stakes, and see whether they might want to keep continuing doing it, or they will change their plan altogether.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's like ladder, that's the thing. Because you never know what you're fighting, right? It's closed deck list. So the environment is different, the format is different. So it's like ladder. That's the thing I have. In my honest
Yeah, it's
opinion,
much more sort of ladder.
yeah, like if they want to make it like a tournament, not to say stressful, but more tournament feel, they can follow the Japanese format. Two deck
Yeah,
zero
Two
ban.
deck.
yeah, 2 deck 0 ban would have
Yeah.
been proper at least. But
Mm.
then again, like, you don't have any second chances in that. It's just best of one. Bring whatever deck, be done with it, get your reward, and wait. So
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
it's really is a casual format overall.
yeah,
But I
like
guess
not
in
to
terms of like easing new players who haven't joined an SVO like at all, it's a bit more better for it to be a single as a one
I guess,
format.
like, if I want to interrupt you in that case, I guess it teaches a lot of new players how to handle Battle 5, because Battle 5
Battle Fight is Battle Fight. But
Well,
right, I also think like it's a bit more how do I say it, like for new players to be able to experience playing against players who are basically way better than them, because that's an experience by itself, to be able like to play against players who are like basically I won't say professional, but like competitive players. Yeah, that's because playing against what I find out is like playing against competitive players and playing in ladder is so much different.
much different.
But competitive players tend to like not play a bit more brain dead. Like ladder players are very brain dead.
Yeah,
Brain they just play on curve and everything. They don't like try to prevent you from your plays, or like basically they just follow flow
yeah.
chart.
They're like all those pattern players and all. They know this. They played out to their patterns, and they don't.
I
They
mean,
just play out to themselves. Yeah.
I wouldn't agree with that completely. That ladders are damn great because, I mean, let's just assume. Okay, what you're saying is that 70% true, like 70% of the
Yeah,
ladder
70%
are
of
like,
the ladder
yeah,
true.
the 30% are not. That I would just say this, like those people you see in top 50 in the ladder are probably 10 times better than SVO players.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm not
Probably.
sure. I wouldn't compare it, but yeah, they are good players. Yeah.
Nah, I definitely I would dare say that they are better than SVO players.
Yeah.
In my honest opinion, like the top 50 in ladder.
So, Crisome, how would you like then compare those ladder players versus, like, say, ratings players?
Oh, I rate rating player higher than
Most of them are
than
ratings
ladder.
players.
Yeah, it's correct. Because the thing is that if you spend time on ladder, that means you won't spend time on ratings, and vice versa, right? So for me, ratings and ladder are probably like the better players.
I mean, if you like went all of like out of the way just to go to ratings, I think you're at least think you're good enough to play in that format, right?
Yeah, that format is full of like top Japanese players anyway.
Yeah.
Going back to the topic of SVO weekend, right? We have take two and we have rotation. What other format do you guys think would be a good choice for?
Reverse take two.
I would see. I like the fact that a lot of the players I know or like friends, we can like go for a gentlemanly clause and play whatever other format we want to play, even if it is take two or unlimited or whatever it be. But then again, we had a take two format. I think I would rather have more take two format in SVO weekend, or like maybe one unlimited every 3 months, because I really don't want people to be going all out competitive in this SVO weekend, because rotation is like most of the time whenever people think rotation, they bring out their best decks most of the time, and some people don't enjoy it a lot. So
We can't do this.
I'd rather have more take two, or like a possible legacy cups, all star takes two. Whenever
I
those
don't.
things come out, I might want that.
All Star would be very fun, and it's
Actually,
almost
Yeah.
anniversary, so we're getting All Star like very soon.
yeah, in
Oh yeah.
June.
Yeah, but All Star usually is like just 1 or 2 days things, and they take it down for private matches, and the only thing you can play is the actual Grand Prix, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
so they really need to coordinate with the side game side to actually hold tournaments in these formats.
What about like fun format like Popper?
Sorry, Popper.
Popper.
Oh, so like something like only bronze and silvers.
Yeah, bronze silver
Um,
only.
bronze and silver. Yeah.
I think it would be interesting, but I don't think like the SVO weekend will actually organize this, because I think they're trying to go for something where anyone can join at any time. There's no need for preparation. There's no need for vetting. But if you introduce these types of formats, there needs to
Yeah,
be
you have
vetting
to
going
check
on.
the
There is still
decks,
need to
right?
prepare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gloat asked for physical cards. So here, let me flex them. You see them?
Of
They are
course,
the
he's,
physical cards.
guess what is flexing on the top? Carol.
Yes.
I don't even remember where I put mine.
Yeah, but basically
This
the
guy.
rifles. These are one of the rifles prizes. A full play set of the current expansion's physical cards.
But yeah, that would be interesting if like when Legacy comes out later. Like I'm pretty sure they're doing Legacy again. For
Yeah.
anniversary that we
So
get.
yeah, they'll do both. Usually for anniversary, they do like legacy and all stars takes two both at the same time. So
Does Gems actually have Gems of Fortune have private match?
I don't remember it.
nah,
I don't think there is.
no, I don't think they had. No, they had legacy and all stars takes two.
Well, I guess that's it for SVO weekend. You guys have anything else?
Nah, not maybe unlimited, but a lot of people don't like unlimited, so that's fine.
I think Unlimited is a bit better now. I don't know. It's broken, but now there's way too many.
Like
There's way too many things that are broken.
how do I explain it? Like the
But
moment Nerea came into unlimited, she's a one-off in unlimited aggro blood. She's a 3x in unlimited mech blood. She's a 3x in Jormungand blood, and she's a 3x in every other rotation blood.
Hey, but rotate, but don't forget, Porter has a new deck which is so fun now.
Yeah.
Hyrule
Pyro Shield.
Oh,
Hyrule
oh god, yeah. Oh god, yeah. That's goddamn dangerous. Like
Play 4
Yeah.
analyzing, play 2 Shions, and still have a full hand after the end of turn if they
Yeah,
all die.
I am climbing with Artifact Portal in unlimited right now. I went first. I got a turn 3 Shion board. I won turn 4 against Daria. I am not sad at all. I have no remorse about it at all.
You get what you deserve, Daria.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
let's
hey,
not
hey, hey, hey.
let's not go
Let's
to
not,
Daria.
let's not act waifus, alright? Hey man, that's not cool.
I guess we'll move on to SPO then.
Oh god.
So like this year, of course, most people already know now we have a different format compared to last year. Instead of like the full 8-round Swiss, we have a modified Swiss with last round chance to get to top 8. Arguably, it's harder to get top 8 now, but this tournament is shorter. And what I want to ask Crisome, because he's very vocal about the format last year, how it's like it takes very long, and when you're at 2 losses, you basically like have to still play until the very end for a chance to get to top 8. But now if you get 2 losses, well, you can drop if you really want to.
Yes,
So Crisome, how better do you think of this
Alright.
format?
Honestly speaking, what I complained was a personal thing. So take it with a grain of salt. I like this format right now.
Mhm.
But then there comes an issue, right? Let's say you are 7-1. Sorry, 6-1. And then out of nowhere, you just lost to this random guy that he high roll you or he low roll you, and you just lost the top 8 spot. Although you're at what, 5th place? Like that's a good, right? That's like a good tiebreaker. But you're 5th. You have to play the playoff and you lost to the number 16 guy or number 15, whatever is it. That will be more salty than anything I've seen. So that also is a big issue. But to be fair, I think the tiebreakers for first and fourth are more fair because if I'm not wrong, the third and fourth place are full wins that lost the last round. So
Most of the time.
technically, yeah, most of the time. So that means that if you are full win 6-0, you are deserving of the playoff. If you lose the first round and then you made it to 6-1 and then you have to play the playoff, I think it's a fair argument. But it's also not, it's not really that good either way.
I mean, like if we compare to the last year format, right? If you went
Yeah.
6-1 and then the last round you lost, you also like have, I guess you still have a chance to get to top 8 compared to
Yeah.
this one.
Correct,
But if you're
the
at-
problem, but the problem
but
is
if you're
that
at,
you don't know
like-
who you lose to.
But if you're at like 5th or 6th on the leaderboard on round 6, you're probably not getting it if you lost the last round.
Yeah, correct. So like it's a pro and cons. Like you win some, you lose some. In this format, the only biggest difference that it's more fair towards those that lose very early and your opponents are, not they don't have good overall win rate. So it doesn't really matters on your opponent win rate that much. So that's like the fair point because the problem with last year format is that
It's
if-
very
yeah. Imagine you lost to this person that proceeds to lose everything, and then you have this guy that you lost to won won like most of his games and lost to. You are not gonna make it top because the guy that you lost to cost you the game. He high roll you one game and low roll you the 5 games, and then you just you can't make it the top 8, and you still have to play because you might get top 8. So yeah, that's like the problem of most card games. It's not even Shadowverse. It's the problem of Swiss in the first place.
Yeah. Then there's also the case of like, if you play the tournament, you go 0-2 first, you can just drop out, end the day. Then there are those people who are like 5-0, suddenly go into 5-2.
But
That is a bit awkward for those guys though.
yeah, okay. The thing is that the difference here is that for most of us, I believe, are fighting for points. So even if you
Yeah,
get to
that
lose, you have to play for points. Like what I'm trying to argue is that if you are a player that plays every SVO and tends like get very high points, you should stay for the points. Obviously, like 1 point matters a lot. I think a lot of people know this. They saw the points last year and was like, shit. If I just play that one SVO and like do 6-2, I'll be in contenders. That kind of thing. It happened too much last year. It happened very often to a lot of players last year.
Yeah, last year was very, very close for CAO SPL, especially.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for Wes, I know Eladrin dropped quite a lot, but he still got the top 8 because he scored very well in several tournaments. Like those points matter, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. Like a good example is Gotna. Because I know Gotna in real life as well. He missed one SVO and tipped another one. So what happens is that he missed 1 point from contenders. So that happened for him. Like yeah, it actually happened. That's like a real life example right now I'm giving to you guys. The point matters if you play SVO every month. It really matters.
The tournament format aside, the other changes is especially, of course, the pricing for day one, the Swiss, the packs. We get a whole lot less pack now,
Yeah.
especially if you do well.
For any one individual, probably less, but but as a whole, we got the same amount.
Yeah, as a whole, we get the same amount. So it's basically like being spread out a bit more.
Yeah.
But it's being designed to give incentives for more casual players to still stay and play.
It's kind
Oh.
of like the organizers' way of saying like, stay, keep playing. So you are going to get a pack for every game you play. So just stay there, my dude. That kind of thing.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
last year it would feel very bad if you stay.
Yeah,
Think to yourself, oh, I'll play 4 packs, and then you
yeah,
lost like the rest of your games.
yeah.
Only win that one game because your opponent doesn't check in.
It used to
You're like,
be
why
what?
am I here?
It used to be what? One pack per win, right? Every series you can get like two packs. Yeah.
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 Currently,
Yeah.
it's 1 pack
One
for every
every game.
play. Yeah, every round you finish.
Yeah, every round.
What about double elim though? Someone in chat mentioned double elim. Would you prefer double
Uh,
elim compared to this current format?
No, I would prefer this.
Nope.
I prefer double elim.
Why
Because
so?
you save time, one, and two is I think it's the same argument I gave throughout last year, where if you just lose two, you can drop. It's like the same
Well, you're
argument.
forced to drop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you're
are.
forced
Yeah,
to.
you're forced to drop.
So that's the thing. The only problem is that it's worse because you can't see your. So that means that let's say you low roll 2 times, then you're out. Well, the lastest format, if you lost two, and so happen you lost to the 2 person that has full win and 1 lose, you're still in top 8 if you win all your matches. That's like the biggest difference.
And in terms
So-
of points, right, as well.
Yeah, in terms of points.
yeah.
I think okay, yeah, true. In terms of points, to be honest, never mind, I take back my word. Like if you talk about like a standalone tournament, I prefer double elim. But if you talk about a long-term tournament like Shadowverse Open, where there are points that matters, yes, then Swiss is a much better format.
double elim is also takes like way longer than Swiss
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
some
and it's,
reason.
and it's also the fact that it's a variable. Like at least with Swiss, you know like what the end time is, but for double elim, you like don't really know what time it will actually end.
Yeah.
So sometimes on the weekends, I had plans, right? Like when they went to the Swiss tournaments, I can actually schedule my friends like, oh, okay, I will be done at this time. So if you got anything on, I can attend after this. But with double elim, like, well, I don't know if I'm going to do well or I'm just going to be like knocked out after the first 2 rounds. So I can't really plan a schedule with them.
There is no way of telling like that. Like
Yeah.
recently, final fantasy forest finals were done, and we decided to do not just double elimination, but we decided like we will do double elimination, 3 deck 1 ban, and finals will end up being 3 deck 0 ban. So we thought, so we and it happened during like SEAO times, and our streamers were on like on the western side.
Yeah, Momo complained.
Yeah, Momo is definitely she has every right to complain, because we thought it will take like what, we thought that it will be done in 3-4 hours. It took like close to 6 hours just to get it completed. So thinking of that, and that was only 16 players. So thinking of that in SVO, where we have like SEO has like what, more than 130,
120, 130 ish.
100 plus,
150 is probably.
100 plus, 550 plus, and you do that double elimination, and you don't know when it will end, when will be your next round. It's going to be a huge hassle.
I think like my biggest problem with double LM is how you are being awarded for high rolling. Because if you don't lose at all, you actually have a shorter tournament than everyone else. And you don't have like that chance to like suddenly lose 3 games in a row at the end because you didn't high roll while you high roll like the 4 first games. Because if you win everything in winner bracket, right, you actually have less matches compared to lower bracket.
Correct.
So-
Yeah.
So it's stamina consuming to play in the lower bracket.
Especially if you lose the first one, lower bracket.
Yeah, that is a pain.
And losing to like someone who, well, losing to high roll, you kind of like, okay, I lose to high roll, like screw this shit. I might not just play the lower bracket. I'm probably gonna lose another one. But losing to someone good, it's like, well, I got paired with someone good on round 1. What am I supposed to do? Now I have to play lower bracket for like the rest of this tournament. That feels like pretty bad. So yeah, double LM is rough.
Yeah, but the last time I top was only in double elim.
Like, oh god,
I thought you got into the world circuit like in top 16
Yeah,
as well.
that also lah. But the only SVO I top was during DBNE Unlimited. So that was the only time. And then yeah, the circuit. That's pretty much the only time.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get another one this month, probably next week.
Who
Let's
knows?
see.
Who knows?
Flag-
It
flag
might happen
planted.
this time. It might happen this time.
Let's just see. I don't know. I personally don't. I mean, I don't want to like think too much about it anymore. I'll just play because I still enjoy the game. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
It's not a
Man,
good game, but we still enjoy playing it.
Imagine still enjoying this game though. Yikes.
Yeah.
I still do from time to time.
I
Usually day one.
Well, jokes aside though, like the first 2 weeks, I was scrambling about with Shadowverse, like both of the formats, and like I tried playing Take Two, and like, oh god, portal. I'm like, okay, wait, let me take a break, calm down, and now everything is feeling fine. Yet I don't know why, like there's a very rebirth of glory, alter sphere-ish feeling I'm getting, like with the way the decks are right now. Everything is broken, and there's something weird about it. I don't know how to explain it properly though.
what,
I
this
guess
meta?
we can move on to the next discussion then for the meta. The discussion where we really want to do. I
Oh
guess
god,
Uh,
let's.
so. This meta is definitely like the most broken meta ever
Yeah.
in Shadowverse, but
Yeah.
surprisingly very diverse. For God, that I don't know how they pull it off. Everything feels broken. Almost every class is kind of broken. Every
Yes.
class that's not Shadow or
Q,
or
our interviewer Q has finally switched into Reddit mode. Everything is broken, guys.
um, personally, I think okay, like broken. I will argue some, but I think the most fitting term for this meta is Hearthstone. Fucking RNG. It's so RNG.
Demon Hunter.
I can just name all the RNG cards right now. Machinas, Daria. What else? Yeah, like the top tiers. Roach is now more RNG because
yeah,
you
because
don't really have
of
OA to
Gaia.
go. Gaia, and then
Gaia still, yeah.
You
uh,
have to read the
yeah,
Gaia.
not only like how do we
Lord Belphomet.
Belphomet.
Yeah.
Belphomet is
Belphomet.
also RNG. Like all
Yeah.
the new cards
Definitely
are
RG.
all the new cards
Let's
are very RNG. You can't choose
not
what to
even
summon.
why even, but let's go back a bit, like let's think of item shop, let's think of Zeus, like those cards are in this meta as well, so yeah.
Like RNG everywhere. Like I don't think the word is broken. The word is RNG. It's too RNG. Like the tier 1 decks rely too much on Machinas, which is the king of RNG. If you
Mhm.
don't roll proper rolls, you lose. If you roll god rolls like 3 mono, double core for dragon, yeah, you win. I think.
You just win. Nah.
Yeah, you just win.
Compared to last meta though, do you think this is more RNG?
I enjoy this meta more than last meta.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Personally.
also enjoyed it more.
I think
Although I do feel like there's a little bit of a noise in the power spike, but then I think I still have a bit more fun with this meta.
I guess it like comes down to the basic fun of Shadowverse, at least for me. Because compared to other card games, Shadowverse is very, very powerful. And it feels fun to play the powerful cards, despite, playing against them is a nightmare. Last expansion was all about Kuon. And this expansion, it's like everyone has a Kuon now, so it doesn't
Yeah,
really matter.
You mean the meme? No? You get a cool. Everyone gets a cool.
Kuon.
this is literally like, hey, I'm Almakinas and I'm going to spell boost your hand. Everyone gets it, yay. So god, Shadowverse Thanosi.
And supplement class get to abuse it. for
Yeah.
nerf.
Oh god. Dude, like
Dude.
for a moment I used to think like, oh god, turn 5 Almakinas, that is dangerous. Then I
Dragon
started
comes out.
I started playing aggro, and then I faced turn 6 Almakinas against McCaven. I am like, okay, this class can also do this. Okay, now this is not nice.
Dude, Iron Glider and Damian dies for the sin that Almakinus. For
Yeah.
Almakinus sins. They
But
shouldn't
to
have
be
that.
fair, Damien is no Damien. Sorry, but to be fair, what's the guy? Iron Glider.
Iron Glider. Iron
Iron
Glider.
Glider is broken. 0 PP backworm is not fair. That thing is not fair. And that's like the definition of meta RNG. You see, again, they had to nerf a strong RNG card.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
problem.
I don't know why I seem to notice one thing. Like whenever Shadowverse nerfs happen, they are mostly targeting only those RNG-esque effects. Like think of it, Elana was nerfed because of what? Turn 4 2 PP Elana plus your rabbits. That used to be a pretty RNG-esque turn. Then there's also Seductress Vampire. I think that is how they are trying to balance out cards. But there's also the old thing. Like I remember people told me Alice was nerfed on month 3. So I
Yeah,
am
No,
not
week
sure.
2.
It
No,
was just
Alice was
nerfed right
no.
before the expansion.
Alice was nerfed in week 2 or week 1.
Oh,
I still
No,
remember. But
natural. That's neutral blood. Neutral blood
that's
got
neutral
nerfed in
blood?
week 2.
neutral
The
blood.
Alice,
Because
Alice the card.
Alice
Yeah,
got
Alice
nerfed
the
later.
card. Nerf later.
Oh.
It
Alice
was
got
nerf.
Alice survived until Starforge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God, just imagine if similar things happen
What?
to Almakinus.
I have a feeling it's going to be this year. They want the El Machinus to be the flavor of the
Yeah.
month, and then they'll wait
Yeah.
until like it's the new expansion is coming out. We want to sell new things, but then this card is so powerful. So what do? We just lower
Yeah.
the power level of that card.
I
And this
don't think
might just
they
happen.
even knew.
And this might
I-
just happen.
I don't think they even need to nerf Almakinus like when this
Yeah.
is because Still Rebellion is rotating out, right?
Mhm.
So by design, it's getting like less powerful. I guess only Natural
Yeah.
Dragon still has access to, and even then, Natural Dragon doesn't have core anymore when Still Rebellion rotates out. So
Yeah,
it even got hit down a bit.
But
Yeah.
but they still have Steel Storm. Steel Storm is actually the enabler besides the core. Core
Yeah.
is part of the high roll, but the enabler for a big Machinaston definitely Steel Storm.
Mhm.
That card is so insane. Like I think everyone overlooked that card. Everyone's like, that card is so weak. What does it do? 2 weeks in, holy shit. Generate
then
3 folder.
yeah, then Steel Rebellion rotating out. I don't know. Like what is Union Burst Walden even losing when Steel Rebellion rotates out? Maybe Union Burst Walden might be the go-to deck after. Who knows? Like it is still being used a bit, even though Machinus Walden is still a
Mechanics
bit better.
better.
Yep.
Cause wait, I'm losing the point. I want to bring up.
What happened?
I don't know. I was thinking of something else just now.
Burn Blood will be tier 1. You saw it here. I think it's tier 0.
I don't know about that. Like it feels so far it like I played around it with a bit. I like it, but so far it feels like the ambush sword deck of this expansion. Like it hits the top decks fine. It does well. Then there's 2-3 decks straight up win against it. It kind of feels like ambush sword.
I'm gonna say one thing here. I agree that it feels ambush sword, but for me, the deck is the most skilled deck in this expansion.
Yeah, honestly, it's much more skewed
It's
than like ambush
not
sword being a deck.
It's not like just drawing cards and playing your
Almakinus.
not our Machinas. What's his name again? Lucius.
Narrate. Oh.
That's the only tip I'm giving you. I'm not gonna give so much tip, but the only tip I'm telling you guys, you don't play Lucius on 1 all the time.
You don't
That's
need to.
like,
Yeah.
you don't need to. That's my honest opinion. Like the deck.
That card's so good.
Yeah, the card's so good. Why would you just play
1 mana
Okay,
kill
you
a 6
both
health minion.
yeah, 1 mana kill, don't know how many health.
1 mana
yeah.
kill Kuon.
That
mana killing.
that goblin.
No, 1
that,
mana killed 10 PP Zeus.
that goblin. That goblin.
Literal god.
That
Oh,
goblin
Lucius.
is able to kill Zeus. It's able to kill Kuan. It is able to kill everything. It kills Nerea. Like, God, that one goblin.
No, it doesn't kill white tigers.
Play 11 sword, guys.
Play 11
I just remember
Don't be that guy.
what I want to mention just now. I think like my biggest problem with Almakinus is how it's being promoted as a hybrid card, but the decks that use them are basically like single trade, but just having Almakinus and maybe some other like card from other trades. It's kind of annoying, especially in Machina, because in Machina now it enables Wondercook to be not Wondercook, Confectioner to be played in Machina decks for draw 2.
Wonder Cook.
Yeah,
Wondercook.
guaranteed
Have
you
you
are
ever-
Machinas.
Have you ever seen what Wonder Cook is translated in game with, right? Wonder Cock.
I remember back in Ferdinand Conflict where I kind of complained about Confectioner and like why are Natura getting this draw 2 when Machina is so shit? And then apparently Machina is also getting a draw 2 just a bit later.
Yeah.
This meta is something else.
Yeah, this is
This
completely
is like
something
probably the
else.
most RNG meta I ever seen in Shadowverse. Right? And honestly, like
Yeah, how would you, if you call it RNG, how would you compare it to like, month 1 Rebirth of Glory?
No, Mama Blood of Glory, I'll say it here, I'll say it again. It's the most skill meta. Don't add me. Vengeance Blood versus Vengeance Blood was skilled. You can't add me on that.
Yep.
I won't argue with you.
You can't argue with that. Like
We can't
there
argue
was
with the
so
boss.
much things to think about it. There was so much skill. The only thing that you can do is ban it so that you don't have to face the mirror. But if you're fighting the mirror, it's so skilled. Like the ladder was so stacked. Everyone's playing the deck, and only the best player can actually climb the deck.
Mhm.
I'd rather prefer a more skilled mirror compared to 50-50 mirrors. And right now the mirrors are all 50-50. Not sure Dragon mirrors, man. Why does that matchup even exist?
Yeah, like
Just
the
bad dragon.
Yeah.
Just
the,
bad dragon. Don't do
the
that.
Natura. Okay, like I don't know if you can consider it Natura at this point, since okay, the key point is Natura, but they do play
Yeah.
a lot compared to other hybrid deck. It is the only like proper hybrid, I would say. Besides, like where we are seeing right, like other decks just slap in Machina so that they could fuse it with our Machinas. But I think Dragons NTR is the proper hybrid. You
Yeah.
play the what's the name again? You play Mercenary, you play Core, you play Steel.
Sometimes you
Storm.
play full board as well.
Yeah,
And not only that, like Cherub gets the double proc a lot of times, like compared to any
Yeah.
other deck.
Oh yeah, fuck
Yeah.
Syrup.
Oh god, yeah.
Fuck
Cherub,
Syrup.
Cherub, like dude, like nice 2-drop you have there. Would be sad if my 2-drop deletes your 2-drop. What?
You know how I know a skilled player now? They pass on turn 2 instead of playing something. That's actually a skilled player right now. Like telling you guys, if your opponent passes on turn 2, it's not because he break, it's because he doesn't want you to Syrup and shit.
He's playing around some stuff.
I don't want to go
Yeah.
-1.
Yeah.
I don't go -1 for no reason. Unless that card give me something. So yeah, I don't mind.
You know what Syrup is? Syrup is a propaganda to make 1-3 bet good again. Because something that I realized, I forgot. I think it's ever since Rebirth of Glory, they stopped printing 1-3, and 1-3 gets worse and worse.
Yeah, I think it's
Everything
on
else
purpose.
is-
It's on purpose. Like they are worried about that.
Yeah.
Overstated cards are pretty broken.
Yeah, now we have more reason to play 1-3 because of Syrup there.
Yeah. But like talking about overstated card, I'm still shocked that Urius didn't get touched at all. To the
Yeah.
end. 1-5, evolve 5-5. Like
Yeah.
in terms of stat line, that card is pretty bonkers. Even right now. Like if you just play on turn 3 and then if you go in second, you evolve it, it's 5 damage
Yeah.
face, and
Yeah.
it's hard to remove.
But I think it goes back to what Joy mentioned earlier, that it's not very a high rolly card, I guess. There's no
Yeah,
high roll
true.
in terms of Furious. And I think like going back to that point, I kinda understand why they would want to reduce the high roll and like pass by the more, I guess, strong card that's not high rolly, because for those cards you can play around them most of the time. Like if you have the option to. I guess sometimes you can't play around Urius, sometimes you just can't kill it. But
True.
compared to like the high roll stuff that you just 100% can play around, like no matter what your hand is, it's a bit better. That's why they don't touch Urius, they don't touch Cal, because Cal isn't
Yeah.
really high rolly. But it's still a strong card.
Yeah,
it's
and then Madness, they won't touch Neria.
Yeah. In that matter, like they probably would, knowing it, like it's not giving into a high roll, it's just a busted card in general. It's not making a high roll situation. You know what's coming when that happens. But
Yeah.
when they like, then again I think of it like we talk about high rolls and then I get reminded of how spell boost just shits out so much damage on one turn, and we like how do we balance that stuff out? And
Never.
no one ever talks about that.
You can never balance Spell Boost. Spell Boost is
Honestly.
the ultimate high roll that you can't balance that shit. It's been there since day 0.
You
Yeah.
can never balance Rune.
You can never balance. Just look at one card. The day 1 card. Fiery Embrace. How on earth you play again around that stupid card?
Just think,
How?
just
How?
imagine Rune's basic package in general, Magic Missile inside Fiery Embrace.
Embrace.
We are still playing we're still playing it even now after
Yeah,
all
it's
these
been
years.
2-3 years and we're still playing the same card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like Oracle for Dragon, but like 3 of them.
I
yeah.
play Oracle Dragon. Even the anime promotes it.
Do you know what it does?
Dude, I can't wait for the Rune player to play in anime.
You
No,
will
see-
die in 8 turns.
See, he's saying the Rune
Seal
player
it,
is
seal it,
saying
seal it.
the Rune player is saying you are going to die in 8 turns. Basically, what he does is it's going to be a turn 7 shift that is going to end in turn 8 for him. So that's turn 8.
He's probably gonna. I agree with you. He's probably gonna play a bunch of monsters and then shift it.
Yep.
Shift to
D
and
shifto.
then die. Yes.
Talking about-
Shifto.
Talking about Rune though, I actually like this one more than last month one. Like
I miss Zealot. I actually
Ultimate
miss
Coliseum
Zealot. I don't know about you. I miss Zealot in rotation a lot.
I miss Zealot, but Zealot is a card that is kind of unfair to
Yeah.
be put in a
Yeah.
deck that spreads out that much follower at once.
Yeah.
At
Like
least
when-
now, like when you kind of know how much reach that Rune can do in one turn, so
Yeah.
if you can just keep up with their board, it's a bit okay compared to last month where like you clear your board, but they have multiple zealots in hand anyway. So why does it matter?
Yeah,
you have to clear their board and heal or ward to survive.
and not only that, like twin blade mages are easier to remove. Zealot was a 3/5. He was an Albert that could come out so early. So that
Yeah.
was also
Yeah.
concern as well. So
And
yeah,
to be honest, I like Daria much more than Zealot
Yeah.
now.
Daria is
Daria-
an interesting card. Yep.
Daria
That's a
lets
Daria
you dig your
Daria
deck.
mostly draws one card.
As a Daria lover, I hate Daria in fact a lot. I think she's badly designed because she's so RNG that like what Edward say, you draw one. And then the next person says, it draws me 9.
I never saw
Uh,
Daria draws you 9 though. That would be insane.
That would be
my
insane.
my record was 5 against Beyond.
my record is still at 5 because it ended with like what one clerk. I'm like, okay, fine, this is fine.
I don't remember my record because every
I
time
got
I draw
6.
one, I concede. That's all I do. If I
I
draw
got
one,
6.
What
I would just concede.
what Crisome is like your
Yeah.
Daria just an inside tutor or what?
Even if
No,
it draws
no,
one,
it's
I think
tilted.
it's very good.
it tilted
Inside
cool. It tilts me a fucking Clark all the time. It's like Clark, and then my hand is at 4, and then I'm looking at my rest of my deck. Guys,
Yeah,
please. Yeah, but anyway, there is an off-topic card that off-topic thing. How you guys think of the anime?
okay. I
I
only
think-
saw the first episode and it reminds me of the old cartoons I used to watch, Beyblade, Bakugan Battle Brawlers, that kind of vibes. I'm having that vibes, that kind of, and to think that I used to see that when I was like 7 years old, 8 years old, that is the one feeling that is making me cringe. So, it's fine. Princess
have
Curry's
this-
anime is better.
I have this
What?
love and hate relationship with how positive the MC is. It's like, how are you being so positive when you're getting fucked? You're going to lose your phone, bro. You're going to lose your phone, which you found in,
Exactly.
in your.
And
Imagine just got yourself a smartphone, buddy. What if you lost it the same day?
Well, it's not the same thing. I think it was like the next day.
Yeah, like kind of like
No,
that.
it was-
no, I think it's the same day. It's the same
It
day.
is the same day. It was during the
Oh,
evening.
yeah, it's the same thing. Oh my god.
And
The worst thing is that if he lost his smartphone, he's definitely not gonna get a new one because his grandfather is not going to buy him one.
And
Yeah.
probably his account is also not linked because he doesn't have his device link on. It might happen.
I'll just
Poor
say
guy.
this. The
Poor
anime
guy.
is like Yu-Gi-Oh, Vanguard, Budify. It's like every card game. The things are the same, the plot is the same, the hair is the same.
Yeah, it's
The
the
main
same.
character is more positive than most main characters are.
That's one thing.
But they still have the pure heart. That card game is fun. Shadowverse Tanushi, they still have that shit. So it's probably gonna sell out to people that like card game anime like me. Like I think it's a card game anime, so you probably like appeal to the people that follow Yu-Gi-Oh a lot. The only problem here is that it's too cringy sometimes. Especially on the main character's positive attitude. That's a bit too much. Other than that, it's,
Crisome,
yeah.
have you watched Duel Master anime? Like the new series?
Yeah, I did. I mean,
That's like the
I-
ultimate cringe.
I mean, I would just ignore that and watch my Dan doing like crazy shit, like sacrificing himself for the sake of the world. That here, Better Spirit, not the one I'm watching right now. So yeah, like the only thing I'm happy about Shadowverse anime is that it overtakes Vanguard's and Buddy Fight cringe. Like this thing is more cringier than Vanguard and Buddy Fight right now. That's the only thing that I can take away from it.
The most surprising thing is like they don't like explain how to play the game, like in the anime
Yeah,
at all.
They,
So
they
Yeah.
don't explain properly.
which kind of confuses me. Like, well, who is this targeted to? I guess for like existing player.
Right?
But I think even the
Like-
first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't teach much, right?
No, because Yu-Gi-Oh has been a
Yu-Gi-Oh
long
is-
like a long franchise, so that's a bit different.
And Yu-Gi-Oh is originally not a card game. Show.
Yeah, it's originally not a card game, correct?
Like the card game is just a side thing that happens in the anime, which suddenly becomes like the most popular thing
Yeah.
that happens in the manga. So it just continues into become a card game, like the
Yeah,
original card game
Suddenly
anime.
happens, yeah.
Yeah. It'd be like
Like they don't explain things in the anime, and I kind of like that's also what I think. Like this anime is very targeted toward children in that sense because for kids, right, especially like they don't care about how you play the game. If it looks
Yeah.
cool, they'll try it out and then they'll learn by like while playing it, I guess.
Think
So I
of
guess that's
it. Just think of it. Like this is targeted towards kids. One day in that anime, there might be Beast Dominator coming. Just think. Ah,
dude. Next episode is against Blood.
aye.
Aye.
It's tonight.
seductive. All the
Yes.
succubus.
Yeah.
All the fucking succubus. Okay, Min, I'll do it. Min wants me to say this. The weak has no right to play Shadowverse.
Yeah.
You happy? You
So
happy,
you have
Min?
to say it like in a more edgy way.
Okay. The weak has no fucking right to play Shadowverse. Uninstall it.
Oh,
Quit the game. Quit
Unin-
live.
uninstall it.
We
or
should
we
find
will
the
take your
Japanese translation of
smartphones.
it and then ask you to say it.
No, I'm not doing it.
I don't even
I'm not doing
Yeah.
it.
what's in Japanese.
Uninstall or we will take your smartphones before SVO starts.
Hey, anyone
Man,
want to
don't-
do like a smartphone game? Money match.
Man, don't forget to clip that, by the way.
Smartphone money match. Hey, I am actually like best time for money match is actually June, by the way. Like you have 5-6 formats to play. Just play everything. Best time to have money matches, man.
Okay,
In
girl.
Shadowverse. Just go and do that.
I guess when we're talking about the anime, how about the new cards? Like, do you guys think it will come out next expansion?
Ignis Dragon, like the way I thought about it was like, we had what? Classic was there, Darkness Evolved was there. The first 3 expansions were there, right? I think the first 3 expansions were there.
Yeah, should be the
And-
trilogy.
And Ignis Dragon was like, it's like an ROG Steel Rebellion level card in that. So now that I think of it, Steel Rebellion ROG level card working in the next expansion might not be that powerful in our power level kind of environment. So
I don't know. I think
thinking-
Ignis is really strong because one is that it fits Dragon. Dragon always has low hand size.
yep.
It's free evolve. It's
Ah,
free evolve. That's all I need to
yeah.
say. It's free evolve. That effect is so strong. Like the reason why Palasaurus, even though nerf is so good, is because when you ran to 10, you get a 7/7 body with a possibility to hit one of your opponents 2/2. That's still strong, right? Ignis Dragon is better. Turn 7, and then you get to do like a board wipe.
AoE.
AoE
AoE 3
3.
is very good.
Yeah.
That's super
Ah.
strong. Like if it's AoE 2, I probably say meh. AoE 3 is a different story. It hits a lot of numbers.
And your dragon, it doesn't necessarily mean you're at turn 7. Probably at turn
No.
6 or turn 5.
Yeah, you
Mm.
probably do
Yeah.
it turn 6, turn 5, correct?
Yeah, first evolve turn, Ignis Dragon.
Yeah.
How-
And now just
Like going first.
think of it as all of a sudden the Cygames design team just decided to give Ignis Dragon Storm end of the story because it has a strike +5.
So
I
like
hope they
in other
don't.
card game anime, they nerf the cards from the anime, but no, in Shadowverse they
Buff-
buff the
Shadowverse
card
they buff
from the
it.
anime.
Yeah, in real card games, they probably they nerfed the card, or the card never got printed in the first place.
But in Shadowverse they buffed it. That's how broken this card game is.
I mean, it comes to like the way Shadowverse do stuff, right? In the recent times, buffing unnecessary cards.
Hey, Sion finally gets to see play.
Yeah, at least Sion gets to say play. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
But
Dude, imagine if
Buff-
Sion is still at 5 accelerate. He's so stupidly unusable. Who the hell designed that card?
like
Oh my
Shadowverse
god.
designer has been pretty bad over the years. It's not a lie. It's either really bad or really bad. There's nothing in
Yeah.
between that.
I always like, especially considering Bloodcraft, right? I have always like had this kind of notion. I have always had this kind of notion, like, what happens? KMR pays the Bloodcraft designer a lot of money, but he just manages to fuck it out every time, and then he jails him. And every time he's out of jail, we get all these cards like Neria, we get cards like Mecha Shot, and that happens. And for the next 2 expansions, we get bad blood cards, and it continues.
And the meta is balanced.
I have this feeling though that this, like, surprisingly, this expansion is probably the most balanced expansion in terms of what gets won. Portal definitely becomes much more bearable now compared to the half-ass shits that they do. Like 3 last expansion. Like what do you want to do with Artifact, man? Like, okay, so I guess at the end they just decided, well, fuck it. The whole putting artifact into your deck thing is kind of stupid, so just give the artifact into hand.
Yeah.
Plot is out of the vengeance thingy now. Now they have a proper keyword, Avarice and Wrath.
Yep.
This is like another good step forward. It just means that they finally like feels okay. We should stop giving half-ass shit for blood. Like they give some for Avarice, some for vengeance, some for Wrath, but now they just like we're gonna buff Avarice now, and maybe they'll buff Rat later on. Like the 2 classes that we don't see, those 2 classes are usually doesn't see play when the meta is all about like high rolling and playing out of tempo, because they're more or less a very fair classes. Like they don't have any way to cheat mana.
Ceres is still in rotation, so
yeah, but Sirius is 11 mana commitment
11
for
mana.
like 2
I'll
turns.
take you. Wait, NTR sword cheat mana. NTR sword with our Machinas, and then they recover PP.
That's true, but that's too late.
That's too late, exactly. Like
Yeah.
the problem with sword is that, especially sword.
Because what I mean is not like cheating mana, but like playing cards earlier than they used to be. Like there's a difference between playing like 10 mana cards on turn 8 compared to like playing 7 mana cards on turn 5. Because when the earlier it is for you, the earlier it happens, the harder it is for your opponent to answer.
Yeah.
And like Sword and Shadow, because their whole things is more focused on followers, and they get value from followers. Like they have problem playing against those decks that cheats out mana. So usually whenever Rune is in the meta, Sword has problems. The only exception is probably like last expansion, because Ambush Sword is still a thing, and I guess UB Sword kind of cheats out mana because of the UB mechanic.
Yeah, like Sword is just too fair. It's always been a fair class. Like when Sword is tier 1, the meta has to be a bit fair, because it's probably gonna be like this. The other tier 1 are probably high roll cards and a high roll deck, and Sword is like the only consistent deck for you to bring. And it's like, oh, you know what? You probably won't break, but you probably won't win. It's that kind of deck.
Yeah, like how mid-range Sword in Steel Rebellion was that kind of thing.
Because everything else is fair.
Yeah, but Steel Rebellion was a different level, because everything was fair. I enjoyed the meta the most. I enjoyed so much, I went to Japan to try for Rage. That's how much I enjoyed the meta.
Nice.
I thought you hate Arcus.
No, that wasn't a meta of Arcus. That was a meta of Lion and Sword.
Yeah, but Arcus.
Yeah, but that's Arcus.
Arcus
Arcus
can fight Lion, and Dark Feast bat still existed to an extent.
Yeah, but
yeah,
they're too slow against SWOT and what's the deck
Lions,
called?
Lions.
Lions. Yeah, it's too slow because those two decks are much more faster and consistent. Like I still remember my experience. There were only one shadow. The other 6 games were all mirrors. All of them were mirrors. I still remember it. I actually had so much fun playing the mirrors. So there is that.
Yeah, and whenever the meta is like very, very, very unfair, like we go back to Verdun conflict last year, Sword doesn't even exist that year.
Verdun conflict was a disaster.
Expansion.
There is, right? Cause I think one of the WGP contestants made it to top 8 with Sword, although he didn't go further than that.
Yeah, it's like at the edge, but not like top tier. Right now we have quite a lot of tier 1 decks. I think this is like the expansion with the most tier 1 decks.
There
Like
probably
ever.
like 4 of them, I think.
Yeah,
like,
if you
maybe
like
4
think
decks.
of it this time though, if you think of this though, like comparative, like in a way, like all these tier 1 decks, they're all able to compete on their own against each other. The other deck, the T2, T3 decks, I haven't noticed much, but nah, other than that, it's like feeling fine. It's somewhat, it's a weird sense of balance over here.
Not really.
Yeah.
I think some tier 2 decks are very strong, like Control Forest.
Yeah.
If you consider
Yeah.
Control Forest as tier 2.
Yeah, I get that. That's like what I mean, right? Tier 2 isn't like that far behind from tier 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
But,
people
like,
define tier 1 and tier 2 differently. That's also another thing, right? I met some people who say Spellboost is tier 1. I met some people that say Spellboost is tier 4. I mean tier 2 lah, but yeah. Yeah,
That
like,
kind
it's
of thing.
I would like to
different-
meet that person. Spellboost tier
Is it
4.
Is it the
Spellboost,
one or the worst?
Spellboost tier 4, then there are also those kind of people who are like, Carol Rune tier 1 or tier 0 by dudes.
You're wrong. Carol Rune tier 0. Tier unbeatable.
If Karel Rune is tier 0, item shop is tier -1.
Yep, dude.
The day
Spellboost,
Carol,
Spellboost tier 4, my dude. But Carol and all.
the day Carol becomes tier 1 is the day Shadowverse is unplayable. Because Carol is such a bad design. Like, I'll just say it right here. Carol is the worst card design in any Shadowverse game. In
Is
any,
that Project?
in any game I ever seen. That kind of card should not exist. You can't
Project?
interact with it.
Project is rotating out like next expansion though.
Yeah, so I guess. Wait,
yeah.
Verdict is rotating out. So
No, Rebellion is
no, it wasn't. I thought we are rotating
Rebellion next expansion. Yeah,
Rebellion
is it Project? Is that Project Rebellion?
Project is Rebirth of Glory as far as I remember.
Yeah, I think Project Rebirth of Glory. Wait, actually we can check it now.
Because the Mysteria card from Seal Rebellion, if I remember correctly, is like Shirati and the new that other girl Hannah. She was
Hannah
Steel
Montana.
yeah, she's Steel Rebellion. I think Mysterian Project is Rebirth of Glory.
Oh yeah, it is Glory.
It is Glory. Yes, you are right.
Competitive Shadowverse player, by the way.
It's
But yeah,
Glory.
so I guess we have one more expansion of Karel Rune might be top 10.
I swear, if that thing is top 1,
What exactly is Carol Rune even losing from Steel Rebellion? I don't think we are losing anything. Nope.
No.
Nothing that's
Right.
called.
The problem with Kyaru is that, like I say, you literally can't interact with her. Zero way of interaction. The moment you can't do anything on turn 1 to turn 6, like try to aggro them down, or you try to set up your shit, they drop the first Kyaru, you're like, okay.
This is fine.
Okay. You drop the second Kyaru, you're scared. You have to win next turn. Because if you don't win next turn, there's no way you're winning if they drop the third one. So that's uninteractable. You can't do anything. You literally have to aggro them down. So like Roach would die because Roach cannot high roll unless you are like the Japanese play the high roll. Then sure. What else? NTR Rune. Oh, never mind. NTR Rune is a different story.
NTR
Rune now is
Rune,
faster.
yeah.
NTR Rune is faster now. What else? Basically any control deck or any slow decks, you have no chance against Kyaru. Even dragons sometimes lose to Kyaru because dragons set up too slow or they can't ram.
Yeah, because whatever turn wasting in the ramp is like Carol finding out and playing Princess Knight and all that. Oh god.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
with how like it just comes to me, but with how much they buff Leon like the last few months, It would be it would be out of like side games to suddenly buff Carol Rune.
Oh my
Because
god.
Leon was like something
There-
that someone come out, right? It's not like the team at Shadowverse just like Leon is kind of like an accident more or less. That's
Leon-
always
Yeah,
there.
yeah, felt like an accident.
But then
Leon-
they buff it for whatever reason. They print welcome, King's welcome, and then they print castle,
Everlasting Castle.
everlasting castle,
I-
which is like
Everlasting Castle, Ivory Sword Chance, then Dual Blade Flurry. Oh god.
yeah, Dual Blade Fury is like the
I think
point.
Dual Blade Flurry is the main problem actually.
Yeah.
like I'm trying to reminisce on my PTSD of Leon. So Leon, whoever built Leon, I'll say this: you're a genius. If you're watching this, you're not watching this, but if you build the
It's
Leon
probably
deck, you are a
Japanese.
genius, and we hate you. Like that deck is so good because it's uninteractable, it's consistent, it's hard to play against it, and it's actually a pretty skewed deck. Like I'm not gonna kid you, like it's not really so high roll that I play Leon and stuff like that. No, you have to set up your turns. You have to think about, okay, so do I save the Leon now so that it doesn't die, or do I evolve my what's his name again?
Assassin.
The 1/1 storm guy,
Quick-
Yeah.
Quickly
top
though.
later for more face so I can help leader, that kind of stuff. Like the most skilled player I've seen in ladder in like streams is this Korean dude, Mini God. I mean, is it called Mini God? I think his name is Mini God. Like it's probably one of the most popular players. But he played so well that he's like I think second or first place in ladder during one season with only ambush sword. That's how strong and consistent and skilled the deck is.
And
Mingy
But-
God.
yeah.
Yeah, but the deck in retrospect is so unfair to play with. I'm pretty sure all of us like just say fuck Leon all the time. At one time in your life, if you played Shadowverse, you would probably say fuck Leon.
Mm,
Well, for the last year, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like Masamune.
Yeah,
That-
kind of like that. And
Well, I
think of
used
it
the
in
Leon.
that-
I
yeah.
also
And,
used. I
Yeah.
ended up actually crafting
I did-
Leon for that last month.
I think I've globed my
for the
Leon.
last month.
Yeah,
I
before
globed Leon. I globed Leon.
before that last month when I win, I actually have 0 everlasting castle. I just crafted 3 for that tournament, and after that tournament's over, I just buy all of them.
All
Like,
of them. Go
yeah.
away.
Go away. You did your job. You
Yeah,
did your job.
as far as I remember, like Ultimate Colosseum's first 2-3 GMs in rotation were all of them were ambush.
Yep, you're right. Yeah, there
Yeah.
were most of them ambush because everyone was trying to figure out what deck to play, right? And then ambush is
And-
still a good
and-
deck.
Yep.
So why not ambush?
And people were trying to experiment with Kuan. Guess what? Kuan sucks against ambush in general.
Yeah, they're just trying to find an optimized list for Kuan. Like, do I
Yeah.
play Sorcerer or do I not?
Do I
I
play
remember
Thor?
like people are still playing Blade Master. Like
What?
holy Blade
Blade
Master, Blade Mage.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
they
Did-
played. I remember a lot of those guys used to play Talisman Disciple, that 1 PP0.
Oh yeah, 1 PP 0
yeah,
1.
yeah, and then they played like the go card just for fun, and then they figure out it's shit. They took it out.
It's shit. The 1-0-1 is very shit. Doesn't spell boost. The only spell boost like you at least put in 3 mana for like 1 spell boost. Just like meh.
Like,
3 mana
the
cards is not good.
No, the
in
go card
spell
has a
boost.
lot of problem. The 5 mana 1/1 is too bad. Like 1/1 is a very bad stat. It
Oh
should
yeah,
never be
oh
1/1.
yeah. That gold card, right? Curse Crafter.
Yeah,
That was
it's-
awkward as that was awkward as well.
that card is too awkward. 5 mana 1/1 is a terrible stat line. I guess it's fair because it summons a 3/3 and then involving it is get full stat line and you summon a 1/3. I guess in that aspect it's fair.
Yeah, it's too fair for a card to be in Mooncraft, in a manner of speaking.
I think after playing like Kuon a lot more, the problem with that card is just how much it spell boosts in 1 turn for turn 5. Because on turn 5 you have the option to get 3 spell boosts in 1 turn, but that card only spell boosts twice.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, for 5 whole mana. But that's actually really bad because in Kuon, for you to get the turn 6 Kuon, like consistently, you want to spell boost as much as you can, like as early as you can.
Yeah, 9 spell boost.
9 spell boosts. The other surprising thing that I see like this expression is how much like different archetype is viable for a single class.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like this is
Oh,
the
God.
the meta where there are the most decks in Shadowverse. Like there's template decks right now.
Honestly, like I just
I think it's comparable to Outer Spear actually. In terms
Alter
of decks variety.
Alter Spear. Let me remember. Like, Alter Spear
Outer
Rooncraft had
Spear
like
was the
one.
first SVO where there's one tournament where all 8 classes were represented.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
Outer
don't think
Spear
this will happen in this. But I don't think this will happen in this expansion.
yeah,
This-
That is
probably
true.
not until Sword or Shadow gets a good deck
Actually,
until
Shadow
the
is
mini.
alright. I'll just say it
Shadow
right
is
here.
alright.
There is a playable Shadow deck. It's just
I
that
do think there's also a playable Shadow.
there's definitely a playable Shadow deck.
Yeah,
It's at the same level as a Haven right now. Haven is good, but you need good APM.
yeah.
Action per minute. You need good action per
Okay.
minute. The deck requires you to drag so much shit, to think so much that it's broken. Like if you have a calculator in your brain, it's broken. It's very broken. Like I see Hearn play it. Hearn is a popular Japanese streamer. So good, holy shit. The deck is like, imagine you are playing Arcus, but you actually have good bodies instead
Yeah,
of Ghost 1-1. It's as good as that. The deck is actually very, very strong. I said before, Death Grip is broken. And I'm not wrong about that. Death Grip
Yeah.
is broken. The card,
That-
insane value.
Death's Grip
That crit with Luminim is
Pneumonia
just a good.
and Robobip Reverend. That card as well.
Yeah, I swear, it's so good.
Reverend is so good for a 2-2 man.
The problem with decks like Shadow and I guess Haven is that they can't really answer Hyrule stuff. Like they tend to be a bit too slow. Shadow is not too slow. It's just like the removal is very, very honest.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's too
I
honest.
I'll say yeah,
I just,
removal is like just
yeah.
one thing at a time.
yeah,
Most of the time.
yeah.
Lubel is a good card, but it can't kill
Yeah.
anything now.
Yeah.
Artifact Shadowcraft kind of feels fair right now. Natural Shadow feels fair, but I
Yeah.
don't know how good it is.
Artifact Shadowcraft.
Artifact.
It's technically Artifact Shadowcraft.
Literally.
I think the real artifact is actually a Haven Craft in my
Because of ice, yeah.
yeah, because of wise. Oh no! You are wrong. The original artifact, recover PP, Mac Rune, Mac Rune,
Oh god.
Mac
Yeah.
Rune is
How
a
wrong
big
I was about
disaster.
Mac
Holy
You
shit!
don't
How
make-
wrong I was about
How
my
many
call.
of you played Mac Rune day one and felt so bad about the deck?
I didn't want to play Macroom day one because I thought it would be good. I saw someone play Regal Lore in pre-release. After that, I was like, no, I'm not going to recraft Macroom ever again.
I
I
tried
would have.
it and I regretted it. Until I mean like I only kind of have it with a item shop engine, but then like even then it's not something that I really enjoy.
I would have crafted Mac day one,
Yeah,
but
like-
as you guys all know from my tweets, I already know that Mac Forest is broken, so I
Yeah.
didn't craft Mac
Like-
Room day one.
I was. Go ahead.
There is
I
no
read-
way Mac Room can beat Mac Forest.
No, not only that. Like a lot of people were like shitting, like, "Oh no, the card is so strong." The problem is that the card isn't weak. Mac Forest, like what Kyo say, is too strong. Everything else is too strong. Regular is too fair. That's like the most surprising thing that you will hear me saying. 6/6 ward that summons 4/5/5 is fair.
You know,
Yeah.
I think I know like the problem. It's not regular. It's too fair. Mecha Book is too fair.
Yeah.
Spending
like-
your whole turn 5 for Mecha Book is like way too slow right now, and I can't believe
Yeah.
I'm saying Mecha Book is fair.
No, just think of it in that way. You are playing a 3-4 on turn 5, then what's the point of doing anything?
and then you just die
that
to
is
like
the- You'll just
average
die.
bullet. You die
Like,
to
Yeah.
like think
area.
of it in that way. You are playing a 3-5 on turn 4,
3-4.
whereas Dragon plays turn 4 will. Let's
Oh
not
my
go
goodness.
there. We know how much.
Because we don't know.
Let's just not go there. Dragon is the figure. But the other problem is that this is like the example you give just now, right? You play book on turn 5. It's the same thing. People now cut Confectioner and Macblood because they feel playing Confectioner on
On
turn
trees.
5 just to search out your shit is also bad. That's how bad the meta is. Like you can't play off tempo card. The moment you play something off tempo, opponent can take back the tempo and you will never gain back the tempo.
Unless
That's the
you're
meta.
like a class, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're playing Control Forest or something
Yeah,
that can.
unless you're playing
tempo.
Control Forest or NTR Rune, sure. But yeah, that's how the meta is. If you're playing a tempo-based deck, you can't afford to play Confectioner freely. You have to think about your Confectioner. And Confection is still an important card. That's
Because it
actually
throws your
interesting-
machinas.
Yeah, because due to the market, like the meta is interesting before our Machina's turn. I'll say this very much. Like before the our Machina's turn, you probably screw up somewhere and make your our Machinas weaker, or you screw up so bad
That your
yeah,
opponent gets
yeah.
a free almachinas.
yeah, your opponent gets
Yeah.
a free our Machinas out of you. Like that is usually how the meta is. I saw a lot of people complain about our Machina's turn, but then when they review the early games,
They're
you
like, you
yeah.
did something, you denied your own Almachinas and gave them an easy Machina.
I also
Yeah,
feel
like-
that way some. In that sense, that actually makes almachinas a bit fair, like a quote unquote fair card.
Fair card in the sense it is like it's a skill based
Fair.
card in that sense.
I still think they should nerf the cost reduction to 2. 3
Yeah, I
agree with
enables
that.
3
Yeah,
enables way
I-
too much.
3 enables 0 PP Pteranodon. That's a lot.
0 PP Pteranodon, 0 PP
0 P Mecha Shot.
Zero
core.
PP core.
0 PP core, 1 PP
World-
Neon,
Yeah.
1 PP
One
Neon,
PP Valde.
1 PP
1
Valdame,
PP
1 PP
Valde.
Valdame.
0 PP Mecha Shot. Oh god.
Like even in the original Mech Forest, because it's a 0 PP Mecha Claw, right, which is one of the biggest problems of that deck. As in like playing against that deck, 0 PP Mecha Claw is just like they could have solved it by just reducing discount to 2, but no.
But no. Damien had to take it.
Damien had
Iron Glider.
Like even Damien is like at the same position if they just remove the discount to 2. It's still like going to be at 4 discounted, but you don't get the 20 damage because the what's his name, Mecha Claw doesn't get reduced to 0. You get the 20 damage. You either have to have EVO or you have Mecha Claw in hand.
Exactly.
But nope, Damien gets it instead of Almachinas.
Almachinas should not even exist.
Interestingly, like for someone, because I actually don't spam any of Almachinas deck right now. Right now, the 2 decks that I use to climb is Artifact Portal and Spellboost Rune. So for me, especially like the point where Crisome says that before the Almachinas turn, you can do all of this other stuff just to force them to have smaller Almachinas is very true for me, since I actually don't play Almachinas at all.
Correct.
Like for the last few weeks, I only play Artifact Portal and Spellboost. Those 2 decks doesn't have.
So how exactly is Artifact Portal treating you in rotation? I am having fun in Unlimited with that. What about you?
Rotation, I think I'm starting to see some cracks on the deck. Like sometimes it doesn't do like there are matchups where you can't do anything. Dragon is one of them. Dragon is like,
Okay.
I don't want to see Dragon at all. Like, but
yeah.
other than that, I think the deck is a bit too like on the fair side of things instead of like the high roll things. Sometimes you have problem closing out games, but sometimes you just get a good remaker, not remaker. What's the English name for that?
Duplicator, Artifact Duplicator.
Yeah, a good duplicator turn. But sometimes your duplicator only summons 3 because you don't have Paradigm Shift discounted yet. It's like, but it's a fun deck to navigate through. It has a bit of the spell boost feeling with the Paradigm Shift, which I really like. That's why I played it a lot with spell boost. I don't think it's a tier 1 deck. Might not even be at the top of tier 2. It probably has like middle or bottom of tier 2. But at least it's a playable portal deck.
At least it is able to compete. Yep.
I would say Artifact Paradigm Shift is probably the most strongest fair deck in this expansion, because the deck has so much skill and technicality that you lose on turn 2 because you did not play Vertex. Like you have Vertex and you did not play it, you lose the game because you didn't decided that I need that 2 artifact count so that my modesty can hit magic numbers. That kind of like concept. Artifact Paradigm like is very strong. I would say that it's a strong tier 2. It's so good because it can stall, it can aggro, it has the strongest late game that I've ever seen. AoE 7 damage, permanent 7 damage on any random shit. If there's nothing there, 7 damage to you. That kind of things are so strong. The only problem with it is that it's fair.
And you
Fair
have
meaning
to work hard for it for the 7 damage.
Exactly, to work hard for it because the deck is not easy to pilot.
You
Ziv
have
wrote
to plan, had quite a lot of.
Yeah, I don't have a plug in here. Ziv wrote an 18-page on Artifact how to play. 18
Oh, I
pages.
haven't read that yet.
Oh,
Yeah, it's super long. So like the deck is just so good, but at the same time, it requires too much effort to pilot it. So like in that aspect, some people like Kyo right now. I believe I'm not like downplaying Kyo, but I believe that Kyo just didn't play a lot of artifact. I believe you spam more spell boost, is it?
I only started spamming spell since like 2 days ago because
Okay,
Natural Dragon starts coming up, right? And
Yeah,
that
correct,
matchup is
but-
impossible.
Yeah, true. Then yeah, but artifact wise is that I think artifact has a lot of things to explore. It's just a very hard deck to pilot. It's not easy, and it needs you to be open minded because personal experience. I'm not gonna say any names. We have argued the deck. It was so bad that the person.
Oof.
It was very bad
Oh,
because the way you
yikes.
pilot the deck is very different from different people, and none of you are right or wrong. It's just the situation that presents it and how you think ahead of it. You have to
Yeah.
accept that your way doesn't work all the time with the deck. The deck is just too open minded. It has a lot of ways to play. It has a lot of ways to lose as well. So I would say it's a very strong fair deck. If you like sword, you probably like paradigm shift.
What
A
you
lot stable.
get
Yeah,
what
like
you get from Scintillation turn 1 defines you
Yeah.
as a person.
Yeah, correct. What you do
not
in City
only-
Legend turn 1 defines a lot
like
as well.
not only that, like whether or not you play synchronization turn one, like I like not only that, like in even in unlimited in that sense, like whether or not you play synchronization, how you play synchronization, what you are seeding, how you are pulling, whatever you're doing, all those the decisions you make, all those stuff, like it defines how you are playing the game, how you are piloting it. Like it's going to define, it's going to differ from people to people. So
Yeah, correct.
there is no one correct answer to it.
Yes,
Of
correct.
course there is going to be a certain, ordering, drawing, all that stuff. But
Yeah.
the way, exactly what Kyo said, the way you synchronization, whether or not you even play synchronization turn one is a lot. Like it speaks a lot. Yep.
Yeah, that mulligan as well. I
Yeah.
I multiple time like have Scintillation and Magna Giant on like my first hand, and like, do
Like-
I Scintillation on turn 1 or do I Magna Giant on turn 1?
And
That's
then
the time.
and not only that, there are so many people I hear, they're like, always keep augmentation, my dude. I'm like, dude, if my hand is this bad, why do I want augmentation? Like there are
Like-
so many arguments to that.
Speaking of augmentation as well, like augmentation becomes such a skillful card now to play because do you cut it
Yeah.
early or do you save it
Yeah.
for duplicator?
Yeah. Like
Like-
there are so many chances. There is like turn 8 duplicator plus augmentation.
Yeah,
There are times in unlimited when you like you just play augmentation, you whiff that augmentation, you whiff that
augmentation before.
Wait, I have the
augmentation, you
answer
whiff
for
it.
that. The correct answer is double augment into double Shion.
GG.
GG. Double augment into double Shion. Opponent concedes.
GG.
GG easy. And then he plays Gaia and then you cry.
Yeah, that too.
Because
Yeah.
back then, augmentation is a very brain dead card. It's like,
Yeah.
do you high roll this turn or do you not high roll this turn? But now, like the cutting augmentation for before brigade the artifact, the 3/2/2 artifact, like that's also like one of the things that you should consider. Like, is your hand good enough right now that you can like just play the before brigade without augmentation, or should you cut the augmentation now so you can draw a bit more in your deck? Like,
Yeah.
maybe you regret that later because then you can't duplicate your augmentation at all. Like, there's so many things.
So many
Wait,
things.
when is augmentation leaving the game?
Oh yeah,
I
it
think-
is leaving.
Now we talk about this, right?
Dude,
When is augmentation leaving the game?
augmentation is still rebellion. So
Oh
it leaves.
no.
It
Should
leaves,
be
first mechanization, then
yeah,
augmentation.
cause
the
I think it came directly after Deus rotate.
Yep.
Oh no, you're losing a good
Exactly. Deuce
Oh
rotated,
my
augmentation
God.
came in. Deuce rotated, augmentation came in, and you had like
Yeah, it is
new
rebellion.
new artifact.
But then maybe they will repeat
Masha.
something similar.
new artifacts in rotation isn't using Mecha Gunner and all, but Mecha Gunner is rotating. Displacer bot is going.
I think it doesn't matter that much because
Yeah.
unlike like the past with Maisha and everything,
Yeah.
right now Artifact has a good base.
Yep, though.
That's the whole thing that is going on for Artifact right now.
Losing augmentation still though, that is sad.
Yeah, it is sad, but it's not as sad as people are making it to be.
Hmm.
Yeah,
it's
'cause
not as
now-
bad as losing your core.
because for like the past few months, Portal has nothing, like nothing at all. They have no direction at all. Like nobody knows what they're trying to do with it. They're trying to do Natura Portal. Like what is Natura Portal going to do?
What
it
Natura
can
Portal?
it can enable resonance when you're not in resonance. Like
Yeah.
why is
What
that even
Natura
good?
Portal?
What incentive do I have?
It's legit resonance portal at this point. Yeah.
But
What?
now, like Portal actually have a direction for them to go in, and like a base mechanic that they can build up on in the next expansion. So I hopefully like they give Artifact Portal something more that
Yep.
would like makes augmentation rotating out doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
No, there's
Because-
only one way to play Portalcraft. Lord
Like the-
Baphomet.
Yeah.
Turn 6, Lord Baphomet.
Oh God.
Ed, do you have something to say about that?
What do you want to say by Crisome definitely
Yeah,
has
if
something.
it's Heaven's Gate, no.
One Heaven's Gate, but you don't need to invoke it.
Yeah.
If you have the stupid airplane that reduce, you don't have to invoke
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
tried the format for that as well. Then that's the first card I've cut out. Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
You know, playing one Heaven's Gate and open deck list format would be really fun. Imagine your opponent like fusing your everything into Al Machinas because they thought you're going to invoke Heaven's Gate on 5.
And then you're like, haha, no, fuck you.
Fuck you! I'm playing Aerial Craft.
And your opponent like, Nani?
Nani?
See,
I have no play for the next few turns!
I was my first or second game playing Machina. This opponent of mine was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to invoke Heaven's Gate. What are you going to do?" Next thing, I had Almachinas and my hand was completely stacked with Machina and Natura. Fused everything else and I waited for him. Concede. That's it. That's it. Nothing. He just conceded.
Earlier
God,
today, I
God,
also
God.
saw Heaven's Gate on Mech Forest.
Next,
Oh,
yeah.
what?
That's
What?
actually that's actually very common. I do it as well.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I actually gonna tell you guys. My Mac Forest deck right now, if I do play Serious Ladder, has Heaven's Gate. Like you
The
actually need it because like your turn 6 is so weak. So like what's the
the
point
turn
of
6
it?
is also bad. Your turn 6 is so
Yeah,
bad.
your turn 6
And
is
like
so bad.
the most surprising thing is like you thought that with Heaven's Gate you have one less space for Damian AoE, right? But no, you can bounce the Heaven's Gate with
Exactly.
Mega Tree.
Yes,
So
correct.
you actually can still have 5 on board, which is like
Yeah, that's why I actually play it. It's so good. Like it's actually I think it's the way you play Mac Forest. In my honest opinion, if you can invoke it with the reduced machinas, I think you have to do it.
I haven't tested it yet, but it's one thing that I want to test out today. But I have to
Yeah.
craft Heaven's Gate for it. Fuck.
So Vega. I have always one animated Heaven's Gate in case I will play Heaven's Gate one day. Like
Yes.
the day is now. The time is now. Lord Baphomet, Mark Machina Forest. Yes, I can play Gate. I
Yeah,
can cheat.
like Lord Belphameth meet Lord Damien. That's going to
Yes.
be something else.
Lord Baphomet. I don't know. I enjoy Baphomet a lot. Like I'm a sucker for RNG cards like Baphomet. Not Al Machinas, but Baphomet. Yes. Like I like this kind of cards.
Like you like those not kind of that kind of RNG. You want those kind of RNG that makes it feel like a Russian roulette. Whatever your opponent gets, whatever you get, make it sound like a very spicy fight. Right?
Yeah, like I like Baphomet because the cards are actually strong. Like no
Yep,
matter which
it
RNG
is.
you do, right, it's strong. Like if you get 4 wards, it's strong. You get 4 storm, it's strong. You get 4 ward but you don't draw card, that is
Yeah.
weak.
Yeah,
even-
that's the problem sometimes. I lost because no cards. What am I gonna do next turn?
But you still have the body what, so like
Yeah, you still have the body.
you
Yeah.
still have the body. So like that's
Usually,
actually-
if you have no cards, that means you're boss. So that's the only thing.
Yeah, it's overflowing if you don't draw anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
like
it's also
the
nice
worst.
to see Baphomet 2020. You overdraw, and then you see Baphomet is like buff as fuck. 2020.
I had 18 once, and then the opponent just on the spot.
Dude, I have 2021 first one time, I was so surprised. I was like, my
Oh.
Baphomet is so thick, holy shit. And then I just pre-evolved the Baphomet. I didn't even give a fuck. Baphomet is so
And then
thick.
next time you know fiery embrace.
And then you're like,
Gaia. Wicked Gaia. Awakened Gaia. I like Awakened Kaya's animation so much.
Yeah, like that. Like whenever I'm playing Roach on ladder for my dailies and all, I see McCaven, I see Portal. Then suddenly, all of a sudden, I'm playing Aggro Blood. Then I see those decks, and I'm like, ay.
That's not the first time. That is
Yeah.
Shadowverse in forever. I think Crisome
Yeah.
knows so much about that.
Crisome knows everything. He's the oracle.
I remember one time I tuned in Crisom's stream. I forgot when it was, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna change deck," and I found the ad counter of that deck. I just stopped streaming.
Yeah, everyone just watched my people that just watch my vlogs and then they notice that this guy has a terrible luck. I once streamed NTR.
Yes.
I think I drew 2 Rileys in 5 games. I was so triggered.
The first time I saw Crisome stream was like he was doing ratings, and of course Japanese people and they're like that's one thing, and I was watching Crisome's hands though were like yikes.
It'd be like that. I mean, it's a card game. Like I'm used to it because I play so much card game. But
you play Vanguard.
Vanguard. Psycho. Okay. Anyway, card games are card games. It's meant to be fun. If bad things happen to you in the competitive scene, take it like a man. That's all I can say.
Yay,
you can be salty. You can rant. You can show sour face. You can say fuck your opponent. But in the end, just accept it. You lost. RNG.
Yeah.
Just be like that. Yeah, there's no way you can do anything about that.
Yeah, but yeah, like saying Shadowverse Thanos is like a very weak mindset. In the end, it's just a
Minty tweeted about that, right?
Yeah, me knows about that.
Yeah.
Shadowverse, it's not for the weak or something. I actually don't remember that phrase. I should probably remember all this memes.
Like something. What Shadowverse Thanos is a very mindset. Something.
And the same guy says, "I will play Oracle on turn 2."
I want to see the protagonist lost at least once. Maybe he will lose.
The protagonist is going to lose when Portal gets introduced, and that Portal player is going to be his father.
He's gonna be so surprised. Like, what are you doing? It's like already on turn. Then he says, "I will play 5 cards in the board, destroy your board, discard your entire hand, and still have full hand and still have full PP."
Exactly.
Yeah, don't forget play Shion. Don't forget we also play Shion. Buff +2 for the whole board.
Dad definitely has to play Shion. Fun.
No, it's 2020. It's not his dad. It's gotta be his mother.
Oh. Oh yeah.
It's the meme era.
The mother has so much ara.
Yeah, the mother has a lot of ara vibes.
Ara.
I guess that's it. Do you guys have anything else you want to add about the current meta?
Nothing much.
We end up talking a lot about it.
Like seriously, like I go to rotation, I see like 2 to 3 blood decks. I go to unlimited, I see 4 blood. Lots of blood. That's it.
Blood is always a problem whenever it's on the meta.
Yeah. But the most fun part is in unlimited, there is Neria in all the decks. In rotation, there is Neria in all the decks. Well, Neria is the deck at this point.
She's not gonna get nerfed, man. Even knows like games. They see 10 plus different decks are being played in letter day. Everything is fine.
But see, the fact is like I am crying over Neria basically. But both the formats, both unlimited has like 7 to 8 viable decks. Rotation has like close to it. Rotation has like 12 decks, I guess, if I am counting properly. 10 to 12 decks. But there's a lot of variety, but somehow it feels like 1 or 2 class has a lot of decks compared to the others. Like especially Sword has like 1-2 decks, Shadow has like 1 deck. Then there is Blood, then there is Dragon. So
even Brew has like 3 decks.
Yeah, that's the awkward queuing part. Like even Unlimited has like 3 decks for Rune. Meanwhile, Rotation has like 4-5 decks for Rune. Then again, they go back. I see Sword has like just 1 deck rotation. That's queue. I'm not sure if I like this queue, but if it is for the good of the game, then I'm fine.
Surprisingly, usually when there are like multiple decks in a single archetype, I kind of hate it because especially in leather, because you queued into a class, you have to start guessing like what decks is this for your mulligan and everything. But for this expansion, I don't feel that way that much. Maybe because this expansion is a lot more focused on how you pilot your own deck compared to how you counter the opponent's deck.
Yeah, that is why Carol Rune is a deck solitaire. But really, this unlike how we would used to say like compared to how we would say in the last expansion, like you turn 2 Oracle, turn 3 Walden, turn 5 Garu. Unlike that example, there's a lot of pressure on how the pilot is piloting his deck. That's for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
You guys want to plug
uh,
your Twitter and everything?
Yeah,
Follow-
Ed probably wants to say something, but he's just busy at this game.
Uh,
I don't.
No, I'm fine actually.
I mean, if you want to say something, you can still. We still have time.
Nah,
I'm done.
I'm done. Yes.
I want to watch the Shadowverse anime. New episode.
There you go. Follow me at my Twitch. I need one more follower to be 200 followers. Please help me.
Wait, have I
need-
followed you or not?
Have I followed you or not?
I have
Wait a
no
minute.
idea. Follow my Twitter. Also, I need 10 more to 300. Yeah, I care about the numbers. Call me a media slut. I don't care. All right. But yeah, just add me everything. Everywhere is Crisome. You probably just search for the name and it appears. So yeah.
Crisome, yeah.
Never
Crisome,
mind.
not Crimson.
Yeah, I am.
I made that mistake once. Crimson.
You see, right? My name is a spelling mistake. So I will just live with that.
Sorry?
His name is a spelling mistake.
Jerry, do you want to share your Twitter?
You can, if you want. I usually rant. You follow me on at my handle Joyverse. That's it. I just post rants about Unlimited. I post more posts about Unlimited. I just rant about Unlimited all the time. I might not be the best guy for rotation at all. So if you want to follow me, follow me. Otherwise, no problem.
And lastly, at you.
I don't have anything. So if you want to follow, I guess search is easiest thing to follow.
Yeah, you can find that in ManaSurge Discord.
Like
Yeah.
he doesn't even have a Twitter as far as call.
No
Yeah.
social media.
No social
Yeah.
media.
Feels bad.
Wow, what?
Lastly, you guys can follow me at Kyo_SV on Twitter, and you can find me on ManaSurge Discord. I think, and that's it for this episode. I think that was like a pretty good discussion we had. Like, I like how heated we are about the current meta. Like that's a very good discussion. Like, thanks for being here, Crisome, Joy, and thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. Area balanced card by the way.